Hello and welcome back to another epic adventure at Weaver Stonehouse Farms. And yet again, you guessed it, we're in the garage fixing stuff because that's what we do. All right, so we've got this old Stihl straight shaft weed eater. I put a heavy duty blade on the front end of it for trimming fence lines. This is an fs81 and this is about the gas tank. Now, this gas tank, you can find these eBay, Amazon, they're all Chinese made at the end of the day. My gas tank leaked, and I know it leaked because when I was done weed eating, I smelled like fuel like you wouldn't believe. So there's a crack somewhere on it. I'm not going to bore you to death with it. And I already did a new fuel filter and stuff in it, which disappoints me. So, blah, it's gone. Okay, so working on these, you need T27 Torx. So let's make this ultra simple. So what I did with this, I took the cover off, and then underneath here, there's two screws to the carburetor once the air filter comes off. I saved those till last. So I just took this cover off. And then what I did on the original one, when I went to take it off, brace, as you can see, it's one of the braces, so it sits and it doesn't hit the tank. So you have to replace your factory one. So might as well pull that one off first. That was easy to pull it off, and I didn't put it back in place immediately. I just left it out of the way. And then what do you do with these screws? Because there's no instructions. Well, it's actually quite easy. What you do is you leave them threaded out a little bit so you have a little bit of a gap. Basically the gap of the nut. Shove your two studs through. They take an Allen key. I sorted through my Allen key set. Sorry, I don't remember what size it was. And then you go ahead and you start them and you thread them in on both sides. So you thread this in, and then I left just enough thread sticking out. You can see like just a little bit sticking out through. 5/16 nut driver, because it's 5/16. And then just threaded that tight once I had a little bit of thread sticking out. You can see that on this side when I roll it over. I did the exact same thing on that side and left just a little bit of threads sticking out and then tightened it up. That's a backing nut. So bolt you just put in there so it can't come loose. That's what it does. Now, you're going, okay, great, I got that part in, then what? Well, with this part here, you got to get your finger in here, and you got to work it back and forth and tighten it. Now, I was able to get a screwdriver in there, too, and spin it a little bit tighter, and my baby 5/16 wrench, I got a hair of a turn on that one, so I was okay on that one side. I didn't want it super tight, because ultimately it's plastic. And then on this side, you can get to it actually quite easy. There's plenty of room. And I was able to get my 5/16 baby turn of time up against that plastic so it wasn't loose. So bolt goes in first. Thread this on so you have enough gap for the tank, but so it spins freely and doesn't tighten up. Get a little bit of thread sticking out here. Tighten the backer nut up. And that's all you do to actually get the tank in. Now my plastic tubing for the fuel line, I had to pull it a little bit more. Comes a little air vacuum sucker piece, and I put that on the vinyl tubing, and if you suck on it, it allows air to go in but not out, so it's for the carburetor. And then this piece on the back, so you just take these two T27s out. This was a little tough. I had to go ahead and give it a smack and give it in there with plastic, and the plastic was already pre-cut for me on this one. So I just slid it in against here, and it made that tank pretty solid. It's a tight fit. It's pretty tight. And then over here, just these two T27 Torx for the bottom brace so it doesn't hit the ground. And then while I was up here getting that fuel line up top in, there's two more additional screws underneath here once you take the air filter out. I only took the one loose on this side, and then this one I took the whole way out, so this one was just loose. And I was able to get the carburetor to spin. Just enough so I could get the new fuel line on with my fingers. So, and then just put it back together. So easy enough, pretty straightforward. We'll see how it holds up. You can see I literally just dropped it. And I think it'll be all right there. And it's a little bit bigger tank to boot. So, yeah. Quick rundown on how to do that. Hope that helps you and makes your day a little bit easier. And Don't smell like gas when you're done. So, hey, thanks. If you like this, subscribe, follow along, and for more fun on the farm, in the garage, or anywhere else we go, follow Weaver Stonehouse Farms. Aaron Weaver, your boiler guy. See ya. Bye.